Welcome to our lesson on the genre of Macbeth. Today we will explore the key elements of this Shakespearean tragedy. Macbeth's fate can only be described as one thing: tragic. In this lesson, we will first understand what a tragedy is as a type of genre, and then examine how Macbeth fits into this genre by looking at key scenes and elements. Let's begin. A tragedy, originating from Greek literature, is a drama that narrates a sequence of events that ultimately lead to the central character's downfall, consequent suffering, and typically death. This central character, referred to as the tragic hero, is usually an individual of high rank or personal prowess, but possesses a fatal flaw known as hamartia. This flaw, which can be a character defect or a judgment error, creates a chain of events that spiral the hero's life from happiness to disaster. Though the notion of destiny or fate often suggests the hero's downfall isn't entirely self-inflicted, the introduction of supernatural elements can further expedite their doom. The portrayal of these tragic events evokes emotions of fear, pity, and horror in the audience, leading to a catharsis, an emotional release resulting in relief and satisfaction when the moral balance is re-established through the tragic hero's deserved end, creating intense emotional responses and offering a cathartic experience for the audience. Now let's look at some key elements of tragedies and how these apply to Macbeth. At the heart of every tragedy is a tragic hero who possesses high status and major responsibilities, and who is essentially a good person at heart. However, this hero's fatal flaw or mistake, also known as hamartia, leads them to their downfall or destruction. In the case of Macbeth, he is initially presented as a valiant soldier and a loyal subject to his king. For example, in Act 1, Scene 2, the captain says,
"For brave Macbeth, well he deserves that name, disdaining fortune, with his brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution, like valour's minion carved out his passage, till he faced the slave."
This represents Macbeth as a brave and valiant soldier to the audience, and also indicates that his reputation precedes him. However, his ambitious nature becomes his fatal flaw that triggers his downfall. The use of supernatural elements in tragedies can alter depending on the era and the playwright. While not a definitive characteristic of all tragedies, these elements often appear in Shakespearean ones. Let's hear from Shakespeare himself.
Macbeth is my play with the most supernatural elements. This is partly because the play was written to appeal to King James I, who is a strong believer in witchcraft and the supernatural. He has already led several witch hunts across the country and has even written a book called Demonology on the subject.
In Macbeth, the witches, prophecies, apparitions, and visions all constitute the supernatural aspects, fueling the tragic events. Lastly, tragedies inevitably lead to catastrophic endings, often resulting in the tragic hero's death or downfall. Macbeth's ambitions lure him into a bloody rampage of terror which concludes with his own violent death, reinstating peace and moral order in Scotland. Macbeth's tragic downfall also provides a cathartic experience for the audience. This is a release of emotional tension, typically through an art form, that results in renewal and restoration. The downfall of Macbeth, a once noble and brave soldier turned tyrant, serves as a potent moral lesson and provides catharsis. The tragedy of Macbeth lies in the unfolding of an admirable man's downfall due to his unchecked ambition and the catastrophic consequences it holds not just for him, but for society at large. This fits well into the Aristotelian concept of tragedy, as Macbeth's ruin triggers a sense of fear and pity among the audience, emphasizing the destructive potential of our unchecked passions and desires. And that concludes the end of our lesson on the genre of Macbeth as a tragedy. In this lesson, we discussed how a tragedy is a drama genre that depicts the downfall of a central character, the tragic hero, due to a fatal flaw and external forces, leading to intense emotions and a cathartic experience for the audience. We applied this tragedy genre to Macbeth, and we saw how the story of a noble hero whose unchecked ambition, influenced by supernatural elements, leads to his downfall and death, evoking fear and pity in the audience while providing a cathartic experience through the restoration of moral order. See you next time as we continue to delve into Macbeth. Watch the rest of the GCSE English Literature course at Sophos Education.